as I've been trying to improve my life, I've decided that I am not going to work any jobs that don't actually help the world, because I've decided that the only thing that I'm going to strive for, or like whenever I can't feel any passion towards the world, I'll always go towards a path that helps the world. And I don't want to work any jobs that I can't feel passionate about. I worked at Apple. And made great money. Felt a bit self-serving because I didn't feel like I was really helping the world. I wasn't helping make a community. I was just in an office building, working in a workshop, a lab as we called it, 3D printing stuff and whatnot. But it was always it's just like stuck behind closed doors. And I didn't feel like I was bringing a whole lot of innovation, because there's a lot of other people there that were doing a good job. And so I stayed for a little bit. And then after a while, I just didn't feel like I was making a big impact. So I left. And I would never go back to working at McDonald's, because I don't buy into that fantasy, that lie, that me making burgers for people helps the world. It just maintains their world. And I don't necessarily want the world to have a McDonald's. I really couldn't feel either way about it. It's fine. I might miss it because I have that advertising stuck in my head ever since I'm a kid, thinking about I feel like McDonald's. Haven't been there in a few months. But I feel like that's kind of sinister in a way. Maybe that shouldn't be in my head. And but I wouldn't feel like I'm doing a good with it. I might be getting a job at the local makerspace, and I'm going to make sure that if I do get that job, I'm actually going to change the makerspace in a way, because they're gearing it kind of unhelpfully, I feel like. The prices are really high, and yet the goal is to help local people build their own small entrepreneurial businesses, and yet they don't really have much to help them with that, because if an ideas person comes there, they won't really have much help. But if a little kid goes there and wants to work on making Android stuff, well, they also won't have much help because it's so expensive. And so you'd have to find someone like me, except very motivated, where they can build things and use the tools. So I think the solution would be, I'm actually going to help them change, where if somebody subscribes and gets access to the makerspace, they'll get access to me. I can do the same exact thing I did at Apple, where I'm your rapid prototyping specialist and I help you build your product. Where even if you could even do a thing where you get the subscription and you don't use it for using the tools, you go there to tell me to make stuff for you. That'd be cool too. I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but I think I want every job that I do to be meaningful and actually have a positive impact. Even if I got a job trimming these bushes here, these weeds, as they call them. I don't call them weeds because they're fine-looking plants to me. And I actually feel a little bad cutting them down. Maybe if they got a little taller, I would cut them down a little bit, but right now they look nice. You don't have to just have grass. I remember whenever I was a kid, my grandfather told me that I should get a job. And I told him that the projects that later got me a job at Apple, making 6 figures, not necessarily which is not necessarily a sign of success in my mind, but for him it was a sign of success. I told him that my projects needed more time and I couldn't get a job, and he laughed in my face. Because he thought that money was everything. Money isn't everything. I disobeyed his wishes. I weathered him laughing in my face. Because of that, I got the success that he would have wished for me. And after several years, I quit. because money isn't everything. I want to work a job that has a positive impact, because if I'm here, even if I don't enjoy it, I'm here, so I should do something that's good. And so if I'm here, I might as well, and if I have to spend my time here, I might as well spend my time doing something worthwhile and good. And if I have to make money, I'm going to make sure it counts. I'm not going to do anything self-serving anymore. Like, I still fantasize about going back to Apple, because, that is one of those edge cases where, sure, making neat devices does actually impact the world, but a lot of other people are wanting that, though. I think I should focus on an area that isn't so populated with eager people. Because everyone wants to work at Apple, it seems, but maybe I should go somewhere else and put a lot of passion into something and help make something. But I'm just not going to go working for any jobs that don't actually help the world in a way that I see it helping. It's funny. Being a plumber or a waste management technician, a garbage man. Being a garbage lady, I would deem that to be a very positive thing upon the world. I actually would. Isn't that funny? I rate people who have to wade waist deep in our sewage, and people that have to load our filth into the back of a truck so that we don't have dumpster fires and stuff and trash spilling into the streets. I deem them higher than what I did at Apple. I deem them higher than all of us who worked on making iPhones.